I can't really even see that well.
No, still doesn't see you.
He's pretending he can't see on purpose. Yeah, right?
It's gonna be right in this room.
Thank you, President Cole. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the State of New Jersey and the Board of Trustees of Montclair State University, and upon the recommendation of the President and faculty, I confer upon you, Bruce Morrow, the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, duties, privileges, and immunities thereunto appertaining, of which this diploma is written witness.
Well, this is quite a day for Cousin Brucey. President, Cousin Susan, Cousin Dean Jeffrey, honored administration, who I've gotten to be familiar with many of you since my time here on campus. Really gotten to be very, very fond of coming on this campus, matter of fact. Board of Trustees, the Advisory Board, all of our honored guests, parents, moms and dads, and aunts and uncles, to you, so proud of you people. You look so great, and I feel so much energy in what's happening in front of me and behind me. This is quite a graduating class. You are applause. This has been quite a long journey for your Cousin Brucey, a Brooklyn kid. I'm going to go back a little bit. It's 1945. PS 206, Public School 206. I was walking home. This very, very sweet, young, not knowing if he was talented, handsome person. I was walking home. East 26th Street in V&W. A discovery was about to be made, my friends. A discovery. Oh, hi over there. I didn't see all those people. Hi. Okay. I got to East 26th Street after my stop off at Salzman Luncheonette for my A-cream, my Brooklyn A-cream, where A-creams were invented, by the way. You know, so President Susan and I have had discussions about this. She swears it was done in Minnesota. I said, no way. Because in Minnesota, they probably put eggs in the egg cream. No way. Yeah, they don't want that. So I get to East 26th Street, and I notice my mother is on a porch. We had one of these little, you had the stoop and the steps where we played stoop ball and things like that. And then on the porch, I see my mother with Mrs. Flink, Mrs. O'Brien, Mrs. Postnick, and a couple other women all bawling, all crying. And I'm saying, wait a minute, what's my mother doing on this porch? She's supposed to be inside preparing dinner and wearing my milk and cookies when I came home from a very tedious day at PS 206. She was not there. She was on the porch crying. And then I got closer and I noticed on the porch was this little brown box that had a little round lit numbered thing in it. A tuner in those days, but I didn't know what a tuner was. And those of you probably don't know what I'm talking about in this area. It was like sort of an MP3 of an archaic style. That type of thing. It was called a radio, an AM radio. And out of this radio comes this voice like magic. Where did this magic voice come from? And the voice is saying something like this, and the women are crying. My mother's hysterical. And the voice is saying, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, died this morning. And my mother went crazy. They went crazy. He was loved. He was loved. I got closer and I consoled my mother and Mrs. Flink and the other ladies. And I realized at that moment that this little brown box that was made of plastic or Bakelite, I think they called it in those days, 1945, was saying something very magical. It was reaching inside of people. And I realized at that moment I was going to give up my medical practice, which I was very successful at from the age of 8 years old. On Saturday, you have no idea. Someday it'll be in a book. I hope not. Something that I write myself. And I know I was going to give up medicine in those days. And I was going to devote my entire life to this little brown box that said Philco on it, that had this magic ability to reach inside the soul and emotion of people.
Gregory Edo, Brittany Parker, Kimberly Myers, Maggie Crow, Jacqueline O'Reara, Jason Sotomayor, William Meyer, Matthew Gaspar,